Assalamu alaikum, my children, and a very good morning to all of you. Myself, Ambal Latif, presenting you the second lecture of the chapter of fraction. As you have learned in the first chapter about the definition of fraction and the applying of fraction into different terms. Now, today we are going to start the different types of fraction, and in that regard, the first one is like and unlike fraction. First, we are going to recognize that what are like and unlike fractions, and then we will do the comparisons of these two by finding out the greater and lesser fraction, and then by arranging in ascending and descending order. So let's start today's session. First of all, you have to understand that what are the definitions of like and unlike fractions. By looking at the name of the like fractions, like means same. So the fractions which are having same denominators are known as like fractions. As you can see on the screen, I have taken two diagrams over here. Each of them is divided into quarter pieces equally. Over here in this square, because only one is colored in blue, that's why the fraction is 1 upon 4 or 1/4. And over here, out of 4, only 2 boxes are colored, that means 2 upon 4. What you can notice that these two are divided into 4 equal parts, so the denominator is same, that is 4. So they both are like fractions. On the other hand, we have the unlike fractions. Unlike fractions are those fractions which are having different denominators. For example, I have taken two circles over here. Each one of them is divided into half. That's why the denominator is 2, and the other one is divided into 3 equal parts, so the denominator is 3. You can compare the difference in these two in between the like and the unlike fractions. You just have to remember this thing that like fractions are having same denominators and unlike fractions having the different denominators. Now, how you will compare them? Like fractions comparison is very simple, because you just have to focus on the numerators because the denominators are same. If the numerators are smaller, that fraction is smaller, and if the numerator is bigger, that whole fraction is bigger. Over here in the first picture, you can see that only one box out of 4 is colored, so the fraction is 1 upon 4. In the other picture, 2 boxes are colored out of 4, the fraction is 2/4. And over here, in the same manner, the fraction is 3/4. We can easily say that 1 upon 4 is smaller than 2 upon 4, because we are comparing the numerators just like our usual countings. Because the denominator is same, so we have to focus on the numerators. 1 is smaller than 2, that's why the fraction 2 upon 4 is bigger than the fraction 1 upon 4. This can be illustrated from the diagram which is present over here. You can understand by the diagram given over here. If I have given you 2 pieces instead of 1, obviously you are getting the biggest share out of 4. That's why 2 upon 4 is bigger fraction than 1 upon 4. If you compare 3 upon 4 and 2 upon 4, in 3 upon 4 you are getting 3 pieces, and on the other hand in 2 upon 4 you are getting only 2 pieces. That's why 3 upon 4 is bigger than 2 upon 4. Now, if I ask you to arrange in descending order, you know that what is descending order from bigger to smaller. You just have to focus on the numerators for arranging in descending order as well, because the denominators are same. Obviously, out of these three, which one is the biggest fraction? 3 upon 4. Why? Because in 3 upon 4, you are getting the biggest share. Out of 4, you are getting 3 pieces, 3 boxes. So it will come first, on the second 2 upon 4, and the smallest fraction is 1 upon 4, because in 1 upon 4, you are getting the smallest share, that means only 1 piece out of 4. If you can notice these 3 pictures in a row, they are already in ascending order, means from smaller to bigger. So let's move to the next slide. Now, little bit problem arises when you start comparing the unlike fractions, because in unlike fractions the denominators are totally different, as you can see it on the screen. Over here, if we notice the first diagram, the first circle is divided into 2, and so the fraction is 1 upon 2. As we are moving further, as the denominators are getting increasing, your share is getting smaller. For example, in this, when the denominator was 2 and the diagram is divided into in two parts, you were getting 1 out of 2, and that 1 is biggest share. But as we are moving further, this circle, or you can say this pie, is divided into 3 equal parts. So your share, that means the numerator, is getting smaller. And in this, when the pie is divided into 4 equal parts, your share starts getting smaller. It means from this diagram we conclude that the value of the fraction depends upon the denominator. If your denominator is smaller, you will get the biggest share, as it is mentioned over here. You can see the size of the half piece. And if your denominator is getting bigger, you will get the smallest share, like you can compare over here. So if I ask you what will be the greater and lesser fraction over here in 1 upon 2 and 2 upon 3, you can see that 1 upon 2 is greater than 2 upon 3. Why? Because in 1 upon 2, you are getting the biggest share, and when the denominator, that means total part, started increasing, your share gets smaller. So obviously 1 upon 2 is bigger than 2 upon 3. On the other hand, if we compare 3 upon 2 and 2 upon 3, 3 upon 4 is smaller than 2 upon 3. Why? Because in 3 upon 4, your denominator is 4. That means your pizza, your pie, or your fruit is divided into 4 equal parts. Obviously, if your pizza is divided into 4 equal parts and you have to share among 4 people, you will get the smallest piece. That's why 2 upon 3 is bigger than 3 upon 4. Now it's time to arrange in ascending order. Ascending order means from smaller to bigger, because we are focusing on the denominator. The biggest the denominator is, the smallest the fraction is. That's why over here the smallest fraction is 3 upon 4. As you can see in the diagram also, 2 upon 3 is on the second number, and the biggest fraction is 1 upon 2, because in half you are getting the biggest share. These 3 diagrams are already arranged in descending order. Descending order means from bigger to smaller. Over here, the biggest share you are getting in 1 upon 2, so it will come first, then 2 upon 3, and then 3 upon 4. You just have to remember when you are doing the unlike fractions that the bigger the denominator, the smallest the value of the fraction is. Move on towards the next slide, which is the review time now. Over here, you have to find it out that which pizza you are getting the biggest share. Obviously over here you are getting the biggest share. Why? Because this pizza is only divided into 4 people, but on the other hand this pizza is divided into 8 people. That's why over here you are getting the smallest share. So this is the smallest fraction as compared to this one. So this is your, sorry, this is not your, this is your smallest, this is your smallest fraction, and the other one is your biggest fraction. This is your 1 upon 4 is bigger than 3 upon 4. You can see over here you are getting the highest share, and over here you are getting only this much piece. Moving towards the next one, if we compare this one, just consider that it's your chocolate. Because they are like fractions, the denominators are same, both of the chocolates are of equal sizes and equally divided into 15 people. But when you are getting 10 pieces out of 15, it is smaller as compared to 12 pieces out of 15. So obviously, this one is the biggest share. This one is the biggest fraction out as compared to 10 upon 15. I hope you understand that what I have explained it over here. The copy work which you have to do about this topic, I will explain you in the next video that how you have to do that copy work. Moreover, you will get the worksheets also. Till then, do the practice from the countdown present on page number 48 as you have done previously. Keep on practicing, keep on learning. Best of luck till the next video.